Okay, guys, I think I have everything figured out. I was logged into as Carlita, but I am Lisa Uselton. I was just logged into the wrong room. So I'm here now. So thanks everyone for being patient. And I think I have the recording started and everyone muted. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us tonight. And I'm just going to go ahead and get started. My training tonight is quick and sweet because that's my personality. But my name is Lisa Uselton, and I'm an Executive Regional Vice President. And I wanted to share with you that one of the books that we're reading is Dare to Dream, Work to Win. And we're not really doing this training over this book, but I wanted to read the bookmark that was in it. And if you can see, this book, if you guys don't have this, is so torn and tethered and whatever because I have read it so many times. But my bookmark says, "You will come to know that what today to be is a sacrifice will prove instead to be the greatest investment that you will ever make." And so I just want to say thank you guys for taking time and investing in your business tonight and taking the time to listen to me. And I just hope that there's one thing that I share with you that you can take and grow your business. And so that is really my goal tonight, is to move your business forward. And by the end of this call, you will probably have a few laughs and you'll probably have a little bit of hope for yourself and your business. And I just want you guys tonight to learn to dream big, but focus small. And my topic tonight is people. And I don't know if that's what Tammy asked me to train on because I love people, but I'm sure that's what it is because that is what one of my favorite things about Arbonne is the people in Arbonne. I want to first say thank you to everyone. I just wanted to take this 1 second and time out to say thank you to everyone who gave to Texas. I live in Texas, and to Florida for the hurricane victims. I'm going to tell you, when I saw the Facebook of the trucks that were pulling up with Arbonne shakes, I cannot imagine any other company doing something so big. And it's just because one person got on Facebook and said, "Hey, you guys, let's get together and let's give." And the generosity was just amazing. And I'll tell you, Arbonne is just a magnet for good people. And that is what is so crazy about Arbonne. It's like you don't have to try hard when you're looking for good people to join Arbonne. It is just a magnet for that. So I'm going to tell you a few things about Arbonne that you sometimes people think are perceptions. And really, I'm going to share with you what the really reality is. And so the first thing about people that I'm going to share with you guys tonight, and I don't have a slideshow. And the reason I don't have a slideshow is not because I can't do a slideshow. It usually takes me a while to get it done, but I have done them before. But you know what? That's just not me. I love people, and I want to look at you, and I want to see all your faces, and I love seeing everybody on here and what they're doing, and hopefully you guys are focusing a little bit on me. That's one of the things that you want to do when we do these trainings, is really try to just focus and listen a little, just a little bit, and get some tips. But one of the things you want to do is associate with the right people to get you what you want and to get you where you're going. And you are at the right place. I have never missed a Wednesday night call. I am so glad to be back on as Tammy Clinton's nation and together with some of the other nations, because I've missed that, because that's how I grew my business, is learning from these amazing people and the right people. And there is no better than Arbonne people. And I wanted to also say thank you to Carlita Nelson for letting me train right before Shelly Nelson next Wednesday. So wow, okay. But you guys be sure and be on next Wednesday, because that is going to be an amazing call. So the reason that you want to always be on these trainings, not that you probably don't know everything that I'm going to share with you tonight in the next 15 to 20 minutes, but together we stay focused and we stay energized and we stay excited. And so if you're around Arbonne people, do you guys find that when you're with your Arbonne team or your Arbonne friends, or you're at a retreat or something, that, oh my gosh, you're sharing, you're handing out samples, but then you go home and maybe it just kind of goes away a little bit, because together we're better. So you just want to always stay plugged in, because these VPs and these area managers and district managers will rub off on you. And so that's why you want to stay focused. So my first tip is to have a plan and work the plan. Oh my gosh, you guys have heard that before already. But when Tammy Clinton came to Gainesville, Texas, she was taught and she learned a skill. She had a plan and she worked the plan. And she was looking for someone to join her business. Hold on just a minute, I had a cough. She was looking for someone to join her business. I was sponsored by a consultant who had never heard of Arbonne before, but had just gone to a meeting and was, sharing with me about the business. And I was not at all wanting to hear about it, but she was excited. She was, Tammy came and did a party, and she heard from me that she was listening because she had learned that skill. And she heard that I had 6 kids, that I'd been through a bad divorce, that I was shy. I had really bad acne. And I was not a salesperson at all. I was probably not going to order so much. And I was actually going around the party telling everyone not to order everything that was on their list, because I thought if I was broke, they're probably broke too. So then there was my friend Shelly at the party, and Shelly owned a radio station, and she knew everybody in town. I had just moved to Gainesville. She was great at sales. She had no fear. She could talk to anybody. She was really a go-getter. And Tammy saw both of us, but the perception was that probably for most people that are new was that, oh my gosh, Shelly would really do this business and would really be good. But the reality is that I was someone that I had a big need. I had 6 children. I had been through a divorce. I had a big why, and I had work ethic. I was shy, and I was never, ever going to talk or train in front of anyone, but I had a big why. So Tammy had learned a skill, and her skill was she loved on me. That makes me want to cry, but anyway. So, and I loved who she was. And so what I'm talking about is people. And I loved who Tammy was. And then I went to a meeting, and I met Carlita. And then I met Vicki, and I met Christine Cleveland, and I met Beth Gallardi, and I met Tammy Higginbotham. And I was like, they all loved on me. And so I grew. So that is one of the things that I wanted to share with you, just about people. You just have to love on people. Your business is always moving, and it all comes down to people. It's moving forward or it's moving backward.
Stole your thing. Hold on.
I'm sorry. Did someone say something?
Yes, stole yours.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and mute all again. Sorry, guys. Okay, continue. So that probably helped me anyway stop bawling, y'all, saying some big ball bag. But your business is always moving forward or it's moving backward. And you always have to be adding people to your team. And I'm going to give you some tips to help add people to your team. But you always want to be adding people to your team and helping your team add people to theirs. But your perception about Arbonne is that we find people, that we go out and find people. But in reality, we just attract people. We just attract people to us. And the only reason that I was sponsored in Arbonne is because Tammy was excited, and she had hope, and she had dreams that she was going to, pay for her kids' college, and she was going to help her husband. And I thought, wow, she probably didn't know everything about all of the products or all the ingredients, but she just knew a little bit. And then she taught me a little bit. And I truly went around telling people, just fill my face. And my confidence grew. And then I learned about the products. And, Tammy's skills, she taught me. And I just dripped on her. And so that's what you're going to do, is you're just going to learn skills. You don't want to wait until you know all of this to go out and love on people and share this business with them. Don't wait, because people are looking for this business and they have needs. So I sponsored my first regional vice president, because I took a scrub and some samples to my family reunion. I was just sharing it and I was like, oh my gosh, this feels so good. And I loved it. And I took some samples. I sponsored my second regional vice president, Sherry Brown, because I looked so bad doing a presentation. I was shaking. I actually went in the bathroom and about threw up, but I was so bad that she was like, wow, I can do this. This girl's making, a couple $1,000. And I mean, my gosh, I'm a speech pathologist and she doesn't even have an education. So you guys just go out there and meet new people and do it. But I want to ask you a question about meeting people and sharing this business with people. Are you prepared? When you're out and about, do you even have samples with you? Do you have a baby line in the car if you run into someone that's in the doctor's office that might have a baby? Or a fizzy in your purse to give someone that yawns that you meet out shopping? And I will tell you, you don't really even anymore have to have a business card because your Facebook is your business card. I can meet people all the time, and I want to tell you, I met my new in qualification for district manager, Crystal. I hope she's on the call. But I met her at a birthday party for my brother out and about, and I'll go ahead and tell you this little story. It was my brother's, after I wiped the mascara. Sorry, Carlita, you know how I am. I was at a birthday party, and of course I've learned skills. I've learned not to vomit Arbonne right away, not to be vomiting Vera, but I was just getting to know Crystal, and my brother talked about going, my friend Melanie, came in and talked about going to Cabo for Thanksgiving. And I told my brother, I said, hey, you should go to Cabo with us. And Crystal was like, well, what do you do? And he said, oh, she just does a pyramid. And I was like, oh, I was going to kill my little brother. But I kept visiting with Crystal. I remember adding her on Facebook because I'd taken a picture of her precious baby Jack. And she Facebooked me and said, hey, tell me about your pyramid. So you guys, you have to get out and meet people to join your business. And then I'll ask you another question. Have you sincerely asked everyone that you know to join your business? Whether they say yes or no, might be timing, but have you asked everyone, no matter what your perception is, talked about perception and reality, no matter what your perception is about their life, because people are really good at hiding, including me, that you're okay. You might have the big house and the big car, or you might just be really good at being okay. But I'll tell you, 1 year, this is what changed me from judging people. And Tammy always says, not bragging on myself, but I've just learned this, that I try to just put an ace on everyone's forehead. Like, I'm not going to judge them. But Rita Davenport used to be our president, and we were in a room of 10,000 Arbonne consultants, and she was asking us, have you guys asked everybody to join your business? Do you always ask everyone? And everyone was like, yeah, we do. We ask everybody. And she said, hey, over there. And there was a lady, and she was, I know some of you remember this, she was dumping out the trash. And she said, hey, what's your name? And she had them give a microphone to her. And she said, do you have kids? And she was like so nervous. And she was like, yes. And she was like, how many jobs do you work? And the lady said, 3. And she said, oh, she goes, have any of these consultants told you about Arbonne? And she was like, no, ma'am. And I mean, she just looked at everybody, and everyone just kind of slid down in their chair because, our perception was probably she doesn't have the money to do Arbonne, or she wouldn't want to do Arbonne. And she asked her, are you interested in hearing about what we're doing? And she said, oh, yes, ma'am, I would love it. And so that is one of the things I'll always remember. And so I will tell and share Arbonne with everyone that I'm in front of. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time telling you how to get in front of people because we already know how to do that, you guys. We do it with parties, which to me is number one. It's just my opinion, but it leverages your time. I have 6 kids, and when I started, they were between the ages of 2 and 13. And for me to get in front of 6 to 8 people at one time grew me from consultant to region in 4.5 months. So that is what I did. I did parties, and I loved parties. I carried buckets, I cleaned buckets, I did all of that, and that got me in front of more people. You do one-on-ones, you do coffee dates. We know how to get in front of people. But some of us think our perception is that there's life that we do, and then there's Arbonne. But the reality is that to build a nation, Arbonne is you. You work Arbonne right along the side, with your life. You don't do Arbonne like, oh, I'm going to do Arbonne today and then don't do Arbonne for 6 days. You are Arbonne. And I'm not saying that Arbonne is everything. And, but I am saying it's not just a product. It's you. It's who you become and who you are. It's your excitement when you tell someone about it. And in my opinion, you're either in Arbonne or you're out of Arbonne. You're either doing it or you're not doing it. And Sherry Brown and I learned this the hard way. We decided one day to go out and prospect. And we thought, you know what, we're going to go out and we're just going to share Arbonne with people. You know what we found? We found ourselves driving around. We went to a couple of Starbucks. There was never a time to just throw out Arbonne on someone. It just doesn't work. You have to do Arbonne in the nooks and crannies, when you're out and about, when you're just meeting people. And let's see. And so, okay, so I was going to tell you, if you feel like that you don't have anybody to call for one of those parties, or you don't have anybody to, call for a coffee date, and you feel like you're running out of people, I would suggest, and of course, everything I'm telling you I've learned from my peers, but get into some different activities. Make this happen. Don't just sit there and whine about it. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I know all of you guys are Arbonne consultants, so I'm trying to help you. It's like, don't whine about it. Go find a hobby, something that you're excited about. Join another gym and go do a different Bible study. You will meet like-minded people. Just go find something that you enjoy. And then let's see. The other thing I was going to say is, maybe you've lost your why. Maybe you're just like, you know what? It's so much easier not to be scared or, have to make those darn phone calls. I mean, nobody likes making those phone calls. Nobody likes to ask people for help. But to me, maybe you've lost your why, your real why you really want to be a national vice president. And I will say to you that lately, even more, this breaks my heart. Because, and I know those of you on my team know who you are, but it's just like, sometimes it's not right now and sometimes it's timing, but it breaks my heart because I know that you better prepare for impact, because none of us are, protected from things happening in our life. And I won't go through all the sad stories that have been in our team lately, but I'm like, oh my gosh, it would be so much easier on this person who's lost their husband or who's been through a divorce, or, all of those things that unfortunately happen in our lives, that if you were a national vice president, and I know money's not everything, but it sure makes it a lot easier. So I just want to say to you, go revisit that why and be sure and prepare for impact that's going to happen. And I'll tell you, I've been very blessed to be not a stay-at-home mom, a work-at-home mom with Arbonne for more than 10 years, because of my Arbonne business and because of getting out of my comfort zone and because of building relationships and asking people that I was scared to ask and learning all of those skills that all of these VPs taught me. I am so blessed. But you know what? I've hit walls. If I was a national vice president, there are so many things I'm like, oh, I could give so much more. I could do this for my son. I could, make it a little easier while they're at college. And so I do. I've been revisiting my why too. But I want you guys to leave this call tonight and just go out and learn to build relationships, because that is why I'm still in this business. That's why I wanted to look at all your faces, because I just don't want you to ever give up on your whys. Don't ever give up on anyone that you've invited in this business, because they will be back. And they won't really probably be back because of the products, maybe sometimes, but they're going to be back because of you. Not because you listened to them, but because you heard them. And they know that you love them, and they know you know their whys, and they know you're going to help them, and they know that you're going to be in Arbonne and that you're a lifer, because that's what you've showed. And the last thing I want to say as I close is that we are better together. And I am opposite of OCD. I know Carlita's probably cracking up right now, But I mean, half the time I only shave one leg. I'm serious. And my hairdresser, I mean, I'll be getting ready when we go to retreats, and I've got my lipstick on before I ever blow dry my hair because I just, my husband said, "You didn't shave one of your legs again." He's like, "Was there a squirrel in the bathroom or what?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to kill you." But anyway, so I have a squirrel. But I found people to join me in this business who have the qualities that I don't. And so I want you to know that every single one of you have a quality to make a nation. You have a quality. You might be the organized one. You might be the one that always dresses all cute. You might be the one that, shaves both legs. But you have a gift to bring to your team. You have a gift. You might be great at the computer or great at organizational skills that you can show people. But you have a quality to make something whole. And that's what my team does for me. And I love them. I love them so much. So I want you to live your life to make a difference, and you'll attract your team. It'll just all come together. And success in this business is not about being perfect, thank God, but just getting better and finding people who are great at what you're not. And so I love you guys, and I hope that really helped you. And I hope that you just go out and love on people, because that's what brought me into the business, and that's what keeps me here. So thank you, everybody. So I'm going to stop the recording.